All right, and welcome to episode 18 of the Friendlyjordies podcast.
We've got Robbie over here, our sound man.
Hey, how you going?
Introducing the pod on the wrong edition. We are on 17.
No, we're
good
18.
try. No, we're not. I can assure you of that.
No,
we
I'm
actually are.
pretty sure certain it's 18.
I stand corrected. Welcome to whatever they said, guys.
Yeah, so
I
we're
don't know.
episode 18.
I was just hoping that me being certain enough about that situation would get me out of trouble, but it got me in more. It was much like a lobster's decision to try and scuttle up the side of a boiling pot and then realising, oh no, this isn't like a rock. There's nothing to cling on. No!
So this episode is episode 18, which is themed Heaven Edition, which is all things heaven, religion, spirituality.
We're just talking about heaven.
Yeah,
in a
none of
very
those
cartoonish
things, yeah.
sense. If you want spiritual enlightenment, then go read a book about Buddha and listen to this podcast. but that should be your main study. This is one of those little appendages that when you get into university, and if you're not there, don't worry, you'll learn about it, where that little side reading that you could do if you wanted to learn more about this subject that nobody does, as it's about Persia post the emperor that was in 300.
Xerxes.
Yeah, it'll be about Xerxes too. Is he as good? No.
So this is brought to you by, produced at FBI Radio, which is a little slice of heaven in itself, isn't it?
So much, guys. Really appreciate it.
Yeah,
We say that basically because we think that FBI is a branch affiliate of FBI in the US, and we're really scared that they're listening to this conversation. And apart from that, it is really into hell.
And this has to be mentioned. We brought in a bottle of Coke, and we were in the fridge before, and I opened it up, and the fridge is just... It is filthy. It is so filthy.
And that's our complaint for the week. We have noticed that every single time we have been in the FBI studio, we have found something to nitpick about. And sometimes by nitpick, I mean we can't breathe, that there is a very distinct toxic scent in the air, and they advised us not to go into the studio. We did anyway.
And it's a share house fridge. It is packed to the brim.
I don't recognise some of the things in there. Let's put it that way.
It does feel like that. Opening up the fridge, as this is a very musical place, all you hear is Michael Jackson's "A Whole New World." Close it, stops, open it up again. World.
So we're going to be talking firstly about... because it's about heaven, we're talking about how to get into heaven. So we're playing a game where I am St. Peter at the pearly gates, who is the guard of the pearly gates and decides who gets to come in and who gets to not come in.
There was no real easy slide into this, was it? This is a very sacrilegious pod. Tom has not done anything to deserve his name being associated with the word saint.
If anything, I've done the opposite of that.
He ate a cracker in church.
Yeah, I've broken the rules.
He's automatically going to hell. Yeah. This is a demon imposter pretending to be St. Peter's.
So yeah, just give me a minute. Like, give me a chance, to experience that, because I have an eternity in fire. All right.
It's okay. All right,
very
here we go.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm St. Peter, sitting at the pearly gates. Jordan and Robbie have both died, and they're going to now try and... They have 30 seconds each, and they need to honestly try and convince me why they need to be allowed to come into heaven. Honestly. So imagine this is truly happening, like you're...
Right.
Okay, so
where is the time frame? Have we died right now, or have we died in 70 years?
You've died and you've waited in, the queue. You've died right now.
I'm waiting in the queue. I'm assuming that the queue is very long. In that time, I've been pumping iron. I took out Arnold Schwarzenegger's documentary and learned everything I could from what is got very little to do with muscle building technique, but I saw what I wanted to be, and I made it happen during the queue. I'm really big now, so Peter, let me in or I'll beat you up.
All right.
Your 30 seconds.
So all you've said is, Peter, let me in or I'll beat you up. All right, I'll take that on board.
All right.
My biceps, the size of your head, St. Peter, so you better think about that, because and then I just put a coconut in there. You want some milk?
Yeah, keep in mind, I'm the right hand of God, mate. All right.
No match for biceps.
I did well at school. I tried my hardest in all my pursuits. In high school, I did some
He's a
community
pussy.
service.
He's puny. Look at him. He's nothing.
I went to the beach one day and
You're a
helped the
runners-up.
disabled to surf. I helped the disabled to surf one day, and they
I
loved it.
made
It's
him
fantastic.
disabled with my biceps.
You
better
did
let
do
me
that.
in.
You did help to save.
I'm not lying.
Oh, did you?
This
That's
is my
really
case.
nice.
Yeah, I know you're
not.
not. I know you're not.
I try my hardest. I have a lot of love to give, and I'd really like to come in. Thanks so much.
Well, that's
Great,
really
thank
nice,
you.
but allow me to retort because I only had 20 seconds.
Okay, continue. Yeah.
You want more of that, Tom?
You've just slapped St. Peter now. You're on a good
You want more?
yeah,
That was a
go on.
taste. That was a taste.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think the obvious winner here is Robbie because he took the game seriously, and I think that's the main thing we do on the pod is
All
take
right.
things seriously, and that's all right. Okay, so
They got a bench in hell because if it is, it's heaven for me. So we both win.
yeah, sure.
No,
Yeah.
I got it. It's me actually. So
Yeah, I
sorry.
like that. I like that little game. That was really quick. You know, like
Yeah.
To the point.
so to it.
We talked about that a lot of the podcast last week where we realised that a story that I told was very amusing. Took 15 minutes and we realised that could have been told in 3.
No, it was good. Yeah, but it did drag on, didn't it?
Oh god, just reiterating the same thing. And we're going to be talking about it for now. An extra. Jeez, what's
15 minutes.
Inside commentary
Yeah.
All right, now.
of something that you have to go back and listen to. You can't play these simultaneously. That would just sound awful. And you probably think you're autistic for a second and go, oh my God, the world's inside out.
So yeah, now we're going to be kind of doing a weird hybrid game here, which is very confusing. So try and keep up with it. So the original idea was let's play a game where we just yell out a certain age. So for instance, like 15. And you need to think of the word, the first word that pops into your
That's an
head.
age.
So 15.
And okay, me, pen.
Pen.
And it's because I saw it in my peripheral vision.
All right. So obviously this game doesn't work by itself. So we're going to combine that with another game, which is more religiously themed, which is instead of what would Jesus do, it's what would the Lord
Our
do?
Lord do.
Yeah.
And
Our
key emphasis on our, as we're part of the Anzac Alliance, so we can include ourselves into New Zealand, as is Robbie is a New Zealander anyway. This is completely legit. We can claim Lord as our own, just like we did Russell Crowe, sucked in Robbie.
Yeah. So what would Lord do, as in Lord? And Robbie, because he's from New Zealand, and so is Lord, obviously has to be Lord in this game, and we're going to be giving you situations,
Aye.
Robbie, where you, or Lord, will tell us what would you do in this. And I think
And
we
as-
also
we-
mentioning the age thing, right? Yeah.
Okay. Like
And
whatever.
as your faithful disciples, we will follow whatever you say. So, you've got a big responsibility here,
okay.
Lord.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Like, whatever.
All right, Lord, what would you do if someone yelled the age? This is the most confusing game. What would you do if someone yelled the age 24?
Probably like go to the studio, like write a song or something like that. Like,
Good.
like play music. Probably like go on stage and sing or something like that. Like,
What if you can't do that? What do you do then?
no, just like get a guitar and like write a song, or like read a short story or something like that.
Read a short story.
I'm sure Lord is the
Just like
queen
read a
of
short
that.
story or something like that. Like,
All right, what
She's
about...
never read a log story in her life, but she has read every single short story that is in the library. That is definitely her style. Praise the Lord.
I actually know that about her.
What she likes short
She
stories.
likes short stories.
Oh my god!
That is like some inside knowledge there.
All right,
And so
all right.
this has now morphed as well into a very confusing game with really, really tiny amounts of celebrity gossip.
Yeah. What else do you know about Lord?
Mini
Robbie?
goss.
What else do I know? That's don't. Oh, God,
Come on.
I'm on a hair. I can't do this.
Come on.
I can't do this. All right, I'm walking.
He's leaving the studio.
He's a fake. He is not the Messiah. We all knew that.
Oh no, I know she uses a horse shampoo. I think. What for her hair? I think she uses like.
The same shampoo a horse would use.
Yeah,
She does have a lot of hair, I guess.
I'm pretty sure that's true actually as well. But that's the only two things I know that are gossip.
Do you like her, like as a person, like from interviews you've seen? Like I know you like, you know of her music quite well. Like, do you think she's like a nice person, or do you think she's a bit?
She seems nice. You know, she seems like she got a head on her shoulders, and you know, she's doing what she's doing. I think good on her. You know,
Putting it now though, do you think she's going to be like a child star thing where she like loses it in 5 years?
I don't feel like that will be the case, just because she seems quite grounded at the moment. But you know, I could be wrong. I guess I don't know. What do you think,
Jordan?
I really feel that you're the more qualified one to talk about this purely because he is from the same country as Lorde. That was amazing that that was a real Channel 7 Vox Pop decision, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We're going to ask a New Zealander what they think about Lorde. What do you think? I don't know. She's all right.
Inside scoop.
One of the family.
Yeah.
What do I think about Lorde?
Yeah.
I think that in her spare time she wears a lot of Olivia Newton-John spandex and tries to get fit, but just like is too depressed to really take the 1980s video very seriously. and on top of that, she's trying to cram it into a DVD player and going, it won't fit.
That's such a long bow.
God, again.
Can I add to this long bow as well? Robbie, if Lorde had a permanent crown plastered into her head,
Yeah.
that she was born with that. There
Made
was
out of
just
skin,
yeah.
bone structure.
This has never been asked before in the world. I think we can safely assume this. But carry on. This is unique.
Do you reckon? I don't know.
This is the most unique question in the world right now, and we're about to hear it from Jordan. Go.
All right, but Lorde has grown a bone-structured crown out of her skull, and
And then she renounced her name as being Lorde, and then she just started to call herself Prunella. Would you be angry and no longer a fan of her because you feel that is not being true to herself?
I want a good answer to this, Robbie.
Think about it. Play some Who Wants to Be a Millionaire music and give yourself a dramatic pause before answering this question.
I would. Oh God.
It's tough.
Well, who's
it's tough.
Prunella?
Two
What is
options,
that
two
name?
options.
What's that name about? What
Is that a real name? What's her real name?
Ella,
cares?
Ella something.
Something.
In 20 years from now, when people listen back to this podcast, there's going to be one question on everyone's mind. Who's Lorde?
We know her as Prunella now. Like, she's got that weird crown. It's like, what
It's like
is
built
that?
out of
But
her.
she's like doing it for herself. So like,
Yes, I respect
it's
it.
so good. Yeah, love that. I would look.
Robbie
go with
getting
your
into
gut.
character there, stroking his hateable hair.
Go with your gut. I'd say, Ella, go with your gut.
You have one piece of advice. Oh,
New Zealand wisdom.
all right. So we're going to move on to Goosebumps now, which is
Really?
brought to you. Yeah, it seems early in, but may as well go straight into it. So I'm not sure what the options were. Does anyone know here? Robbie, do you know?
But we are taking the option of the only person that responded to this, and all they said in their comment was, can you bring back KJ from episode 6? That's my favourite episode. Very, very specific question, and I'm really glad that we didn't invent comic books and had to field that question in a Comic-Con.
And I'm like-
because I wouldn't be able to answer that straight off the bat. And then I remembered, oh, that's right, KJ is Tom's girlfriend, who's been dating for 3 years. But it took me a second, didn't get it straight away. And in the second part of his question, as a quick aside, he says, oh, and whatever option 2 was in Goosebumps, I can't remember what it was. And that was the only person that voted. And because of that, your vote sadly counts.
And I'm 80% sure that comment is a bot that KJ has made.
You might be right. That didn't actually come into my head, but
Could be true. All right, so Robbie, let's hear it. So firstly, what were the options last week? What happened towards the end?
I brought it this week, by the way.
Yeah, 'cause I got the book, so I wasn't.
Yeah, so the options last week were you were listening in on the creepy babysitters conversation, and your choice was you can either stay to hear more or go after Stinko.
That's
so
right, it's the rat one.
The choice was to go after Stinko, so we're going to do that now.
Following Stinko, enter the skunk. That's the chapter's name.
You decide to go after
Gone straight into Stinky. Sorry, all right, go straight into it.
Go on, Robbie.
Nasty.
You decide to go after Stinko yourself. Zoe gives you the creeps. You
Sorry,
want-
just a pause. Can you say Stinky for the rest of this chapter, please?
You decide to go after Stinky yourself. Yes! Zoe gives you the creeps. You just want to get out of here. But before you can get out, you've got to get in and fetch your little brother.
It's really, really screwed up. The name is Stinky.
Well,
And if you don't know what we're talking about, I'm not just going to tell you right now. It's just a word for anus. Go.
while Zoe's back is turned, you crawl under the turnstile. Standing up, you glance around. You don't see Stinky anywhere. Where did that little brat go, you wonder?
Stinko!
You yell.
Stinky.
Stinky!
You yell.
I didn't say stop.
But there's no way he can hear you over the music and screaming kids. Then you spot a familiar red baseball cap in the distance. Stinky. All you can see is the hat in a crowd of kids standing at the edge of a swimming pool. A swimming pool filled with colored plastic balls. A big sign overhead reads, "Bottomless Ball Pit." You would recognize that hat anywhere. Or would you? You glimpse another red baseball cap on the head of another kid, and this kid is heading toward one of the caves. Which kid is Stinky? If you follow the kid, head for the cave. Go to page 38. If you think the kid at the ball pit is Stinky, turn to page 57. So, do you follow the kid heading for the cave, or do you think the kid in the ball pit is Stinky? Follow the cave, ball pit, Stinky.
Remember to comment on the Facebook
in the comment
page.
section below in the Facebook page.
Or on the Podbean site.
Or on the Podbean site.
It's starting to get used a little bit.
Very scary and disturbing chapter, calling the kid Stinky, because the whole time that he was speaking, I was just envisioning someone chasing an anus with a cap on its head. As if you would. Robbie, the most easily disgusted man in the world.
Yeah, that was such a kind of expression.
Grow up. Good advice. That was really
So-
up. But we're reading a book for 10-year-olds.
That was brought to you by Lonely Kids Club and Jordan's.
Thanks, guys.
And Godfrey's, which is Godfrey's, a terrible pun. That was
we doing
demanded
that?
to be said. Yeah.
It was worth it.
Okay, so now we're
Godfrey
going to
sells vacuum cleaners. They didn't give us anybody. Free shout out.
Yeah.
Vacuum cleaners, $89, $69, $59, whatever you need. I think they've got it. I do not know how much vacuum cleaners are priced, but if you're charging more than that at Godfrey's, you're getting ripped off. Go to Maya.
I don't
That's
stand
the
by
worst
that.
ad.
Yeah, I don't.
That's terrible.
You put a bit of music behind it. No one's going to know.
Something here. All right.
Whatever. I said Godfrey's.
So now we're going to be going to the debate section of this podcast, which I really don't think will be that passionate on Jordan's half, but let's see how it goes.
You never know. The
So-
age-old debate. The classic two theologians of all time going head-to-head. Gnashing horns on the right side of the studio. We have the quintessential atheist who is obsessed with space. Every time Richard Dawkins snorts just to copy his hero, does exactly the same thing, much like a mother bird teaches his baby birds how to sing.
What the fuck?
He does. You truly are.
I know it does. I've seen him do it.
Scurries away.
You creature. And on this side, we've got the exact opposite of a hardcore atheist, which is a non-committed, sitting on the fence, agnostic. Nobody here is religious. I'm just more. I'm more willing to give them like a good benefit of the doubt sometimes.
Yeah, this is kind of like we were thinking, what can the debate be about today? It's themed heaven. You kind of have to argue about God, right? And, and all in the news about this whole, marriage equality stuff that's happening, it's kind of relevant, but not really.
Anyway, we don't need to give them.
Yeah, so anyway,
full
all right.
explanation.
So let's, so John, do you want to take the floor? Because I don't really think I can start it because it's such a simple kind of debate, I guess. It's the most complicated debate probably ever.
All right. Let me start off with my people's traditional opening. Define God. What do you mean by God? That is my intro.
Yeah, so what do you personally believe, Jordan? Because it's kind of hard to pinpoint exactly how to address you.
Well, here's my POV, point of view. And we all know what that is the abbreviation
All right.
for.
Yeah,
okay.
alright,
Okay.
No, this is important to know. Is everyone on board with this?
Yes,
Do we know?
Go on.
Point
All
of
right.
view.
My POV is that God is a bunch of atoms that can take a form of consciousness, and this cloud that travels through the universe. And if you want to speak to it, basically my whole theological ideology is based off an episode of Futurama season 3.
Oh, is that the one where Bender's growing the thing on his body?
Yeah. I think I'm the robot man.
That's a really good episode.
And what
But
do you think about
what's
it?
the line-
Can you refute it?
What, that God thing? That's like, what is it? It's meant to be like a computer that God passed at some point, is what that cloud of dust is, right?
No, he has always been here, so maybe he's God, or maybe he's not.
Yeah. And the profound line at the end is, if you've done things right, no one will notice at all, or something like that.
Mm.
Yeah, kind of a nice little sentiment.
Semi-deep words from a semi-deep show.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like, look, I don't really know how to talk about that. Your God is from Futurama. Like, it
Do I
doesn't
win?
seem
Do I
possible to talk about that in any kind of, like, proper way.
That is amazing.
So, yeah, I guess you win.
Snapping victory from the jaws of defeat. So haphazardly as well. That was just throwing the ball to the water boy in the final play. Super Bowl was won by somebody going, "Hey, Etcha, oh, my face," bouncing off and going straight into the touchdown zone.
Yeah.
All right, allow me to broaden it a little bit more. I believe that God is a man in the sky with a beard, and he knows how to rock. And he's this grandiose, really cool guitar. I think it's a Gibson, and he plays it well.
What do you
Beat
say?
that.
What do you say to that, Robbie? What's your views on Jordan's God?
Rock God.
Rock God, man in the sky with a Gibson.
The only person that's allowed in heaven, which is really odd, seeing as he bit the head off a bat, is Ozzy Osbourne. It's the only person. The only one that knows how to jam. Yeah, that's all. He's made this great, amazing, above ethereal world. Just as this garage, because his parents are always going, "Shut up," and he said, "Fine, I'll move out." He created the universe just for that, to make the ultimate essence of rock, which was Ozzy Osbourne. So he was just waiting for him to die so he could jam with him.
All right, I'll say about that it's as logical as the other conceptions of God. How's that?
Oh,
Is that slamming?
That is really
That's hard hitting.
You would expect exactly that from somebody who is wearing Harry Potter glasses, dresses so hipstery that he puts the people that are actually on air in FBI to shame.
How is it
This
that
is how you
every
dress.
episode, every episode somehow it manages to get back to Robbie's appearance?
I know. Honestly.
I have to stare at it for half an hour. I'm going to pick up something.
Coming from the guy.
I'm pretty sure because my mind is the bald guy from America's Next Top Model. No, sorry, from Australia's Next Top Model. Whatever his name is. I'm just sitting here constantly internally judging the appearance of people. That is my reason d'etre of existence, is to sit there and just be like, "It's a bit fat in that dress. I'll choose something more slim than that." So, yeah. Anytime I'm ever distracted when talking to people that walk up to me on the street and go, "Are you Friendlyjordies?" It's because I'm judging you.
All right, that information's out there.
Yeah. All right. Well, look, I think
That was the end of the debate.
Yeah,
That was the end of the
Monty,
debate.
let's have your...
No, well, look, I think Jordan soiled what could have been a really lovely segment, I think.
Taking it down to clothing. And,
Down to the raw, yeah.
Should I drop my pants for the rest of the Potter's punishment? Should we do that?
Yes.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
do it.
Good. I'm kind of overheated. I wanted to do that just to cool down.
Do you want to just say briefly,
Notion
Monty, why you don't support any of the God ideologies?
All right.
Just briefly, just a quick sentence.
Well, because there's no evidence for it, and that's
It's that simple.
pretty
It's
simple.
that simple, folks.
Yeah, I think it's just a thing of, it makes people feel nice, but, it just simply, there is nothing to suggest it's true.
Yeah, I'm a closet Christian, and that was really offensive.
All right.
Robbie, do you think that you're more of a Christian than me? Who's more of a Christian out of us?
You're definitely more
I
Christian
think
than Robbie.
you'd be more
Yeah.
of a Christian than me.
Hell,
Is that offensive? Yeah.
Because earlier today you were
can't
saying...
say anything without stepping into mud today, can you? It's all just slander.
Everyone's mad today.
I feel like you are, because you mentioned today how singing hymns, like watching people sing hymns, is like a wholesome experience, or like the.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And I don't know if I necessarily.
That's true.
think that.
Here's my retort to that. You got Harry Potter glasses.
Classic.
But it is true. I completely concede. Yes, I do like Christians a lot. And I'm really glad that this is... if someone's in year 12, they know what this word is. But look, I can't remember it. Cool Christians. Whatever that is.
What is that? Was
I
that
don't
like
know, I can't
the
be bothered to think
Hillsong
about it
kind of
anymore. It's
Christian?
just
That's
a grammar. When two words that start with the same letter are said side by side each other, whatever that grammatical figure's called, and I can hear Tom's
Alliteration.
dad.
Alliteration.
Coming straight out of his mouth there.
Nice.
He's in his speakers, just sitting in the van, waiting for grammatical mishaps to
Yeah,
happen.
I've got like a little earpiece. Dad, what's the
And the best English teacher in New South Wales saves the pod once.
once again?
It will be again, I'm sure, but that was just... It was once.
All right, well, let's move on to a topic which is vastly more interesting and exciting for everyone here, I think, which is...
I don't know, that was pretty good. I don't have any pants on at the moment. That was a party.
Yes, I think we
pod was
partly
great.
won.
What happened there? Why don't I have any pants on?
love how
I forgot why that happened.
The pants are around your ankles. Like, you could just take them off. It's such a... That's so... Oh, man, it looks like
But it
you're
just is
doing a
way
poo.
better for doing... And we'll dance for food dances. Oh, great, man, she is what she used to be. Robbie, you're not looking at me.
Oh,
Jordan's
Are you
standing up
impressed or what?
dancing.
Are you impressed by my crab dance?
Yeah, right.
Do you think that Lord should adopt this? As a New Zealander, what's your opinion?
You know.
Yeah, sure. Whatever I just was saying.
All right, so
Thank you
moving-
very much, my friend in the fridge. Let's go on.
Now we're talking about spirit animals, which is pretty much the same idea as that movie, The Golden Compass, where which is terribly it was.
It's a book.
Yeah, it's a
actually,
famous series of books, and it was
Which
made
was
into a
not
movie
called
with
The
Nicole
Golden
Kidman.
Couplers, I don't think. It was
Northern
for something
Lights.
else. And
Northern
then
Lights.
Oh, right, okay. But
pretty
yeah,
sure.
like the movie is so bad. It was made to be like a trilogy, and the first one did so poorly they just never made another one.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
But the idea is cool, which is you're born and you're basically given your soul is split in half, and you share your life with another animal. And if that animal dies, you die. If you die, it dies. It's kind of it's a really friendly bond between two beings. So,
And the ultimate punishment in this universe, which I always found daunting, which was that you cut open someone's chest so that they're constantly breathing for air, and then your spirit animal, because it's forced to keep you alive as long as it can, will sit there giving you mouth-to-mouth resuscitation for all eternity.
oh man, it's pretty messed up.
Chilling stuff. Anyway, let's bring up the mood again, because that was really dark things of something that never happened.
All right,
and never
so-
can happen.
All right, Robbie,
Kids,
so
sleep
what's-
well at night. This will not happen to you.
Yeah, what's your spirit animal, Robbie? If you had to think, what would you share your life with? What would be a smart spirit animal, firstly, and what do you generally think would be like the thing that most represents you as a person?
As a hipster, let me project what he's going to say. I think it'd be an aardvark.
That's an awesome one. Yeah,
very-
probably sadly shaking his
Probably
head.
like a
What are those things that look like zebras and like a bit of a pig or whatever it is?
tapir.
Tapir.
No,
Yeah, that's the
you-
one, man.
That's what I was going to. Yeah,
tapir?
tapir, probably.
White buffalo.
Or like a lord or something like that.
Lord would be my spirit animal.
Man, it would be good to see her in a zoo at 40.
Robbie
in a
shares
cage.
his soul with her.
The zookeeper comes in and just breaks off bits of Cadbury to throw at her, and she eats it like a goldfish.
Yeah, all right, so what's your spirit animal?
I don't know.
Tapir.
I'll probably say I've always liked polar bears, so I'll probably say that. But
It's a funny answer because that's the main spirit animal in the movie The Golden Compass.
yeah, it is, isn't it? All right, I'll
Kind
revoke
of like
that.
just like copying the coolest one, which of course you'd
Well,
be.
I suppose maybe
So
that is
in
just
the
too cool an animal, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
so it needs to be less cool than a polar
Well,
bear.
practically, it's kind of silly, right? Like is it going to just like chill out at the North Pole while you're down here, or how are you going to spend time with it?
No,
It's a
you can
massive
make
animal.
them walk around. I've seen very sad polar bears in Singapore that didn't even have a shaved coat. They were just sitting there panting.
Is that what you want to do to
And
your
they
polar
told
bear?
them, and they said, and the zookeeper said, quote, "Now, I know that a lot of you will think that it's cruel that we don't have the air conditioning on in that enclosure. We do have it there, but we're trying to get it accustomed to the Singaporean heat. How is it ever going to get accustomed to the Singaporean heat? It's designed for the Arctic. It's not for rainforests." What?
Yeah, so with
You're
that in mind, Robbie-
zookeepers. Do you have a degree? Do you know where it's from? Read the little plaque on the side of it.
read its name, polar bear. Singapore is not near any pole at all.
You're a monster, Robbie.
All right, so I'll revoke that one, and I'll say a chinchilla.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
Nice and portable.
Yeah, great.
And if not that, maybe a koala. Like,
Yeah.
they're nice.
It's kind of like X-Men when it would be like, what would be your power? What would be your power? Everyone always would be like, oh yeah, like firepower. That's pretty cool. But it's just it's so impractical. Well, the chinchilla
What
is
is a
quite good, right?
chinchilla?
It's a little monkey, right?
It's like a little desert rat.
Right.
It's like a little...
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Robbie Spirit Animal. That is
Chinchilla.
exactly what Robbie is. A desert rat.
It's very well. All right,
Constantly scared
all
of
right.
snakes.
Yeah. All right.
that does actually.
That is
suit
one of
you.
your greatest fears, is it? I bet your nightmare every single night is you're in bed and an anaconda slithers into your room and eats your face and you're going straight down the gullet.
I've always been pretty scared of, like, killer whale just, like, being able to walk on land.
Well, like you're sleeping at night and
Or
like
like
a
a
killer whale
shark.
just
Street Sharks was not the show for you.
Street shark.
A shark just somehow gets in. That'd be absolutely horrific.
Now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure there was a killer whale that could walk and had a six-pack in that show, and that's
Yeah.
unbelievable enough. It's not a shark. Why was that part of the game? Why did they just call it street carnivorous aquatic animals? I suppose it's because it didn't have enough of a ring. Well, I'm glad that we sorted that out.
Yeah.
Tom, what's yours?
Yeah, let's go around and see.
Well, we've spoken about this many times, so mine's quite developed. But mine would be, Bigfoot.
no,
because-
that's
no.
like me saying Lord. We can't. We're not having that.
No, all right. Originally, mine was
Saying that
actually.
Lorde is a fictional character
I thought it would be
that
cool.
nobody knows if she exists or not. It is the paparazzi's unsolved mystery. Does this celebrity exist? Nobody can tell, and everybody all the time is thinking: is this cousin it or Lorde?
Why isn't this a Lord edition?
It should be. It's more Lord than it is heaven.
Let's do that.
All right. Well,
Don't you think
what
everybody
was the
in
Lord?
heaven would be Lorde? Just this cool chick that can sing about issues that are about how cool she is and how much money she doesn't have, and she can make 7 albums out of it, and they all sell really well.
No, she's pretty.
That's
good.
heaven. That is heaven to me. I would love that life. Wouldn't you love to have that life of being a teenage girl that talks about how she's really cool and doesn't have anybody, despite the fact she's not cool and has heaps of money?
I guess she's kind of cool, but yeah, she's got money. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know.
Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, that was a bit mean. Sorry, Lord.
Sorry, Lord. All right. Yeah. So I can defend myself if you want.
Yes, please.
So originally, I wanted to have like a huge oak tree as mine, and it would just be kind of a thing where like every 10 years, like you just go and like visit the tree, you know?
Goes to
Because it's
sleep.
kind of a burden, just having an animal that you need to like take care of. It's much better just having this like master tree, this huge tree. It's been alive for 1,000 years, right?
So in that vein, is the Bigfoot sort of just like an autonomous thing that you can just leave?
Well, the tree wasn't accepted by Jordan, so it was like, all right, well,
It's
what
not
about
an animal. It's not part of the animal
It's not.
kingdom. It's
I
part
don't
of the
think- I don't
plant
accept that
kingdom.
either.
So then it was like, well,
It's a
what
nice
about
idea, but
Bigfoot?
no.
And then the idea is like,
Who is
you
clearly
never...
part of the animal kingdom. There's a lot of proof of this. There
Well,
is a
that's undisputed,
1960s footage of a gorilla walking around in the woods that looks like it's seen a camera and gotten very self-conscious and gone, they're looking, and goes straight into
And
the
he's
woods.
wearing a watch as well. So, you know, Bigfoot's keeping track of the time. Robbie.
It was a gift from Tom. That'd be great if that was the reason why he has
Yeah,
a watch.
yeah.
That's one of Tom's greatest memories from being a child, is sitting there with this giant ape-like creature that can speak a few couple of words every day that are really similar, which is great that Tom's word is one syllable for him, because that was one of the first words you teach him words as a 5-year-old going, Tom, Tom.
Watch.
This is how you tell the time, Bigfoot. 11:15. No, Bigfoot. That's how you put it. You put it on military time. Hugs him, goes to sleep.
Yeah, don't you reckon that's a really cool thought? That like instead of like your chinchilla running around, you don't have an animal. You're just living life. But whenever something really bad happens, like you fall into like the water and you're like drowning or something, you like these mysterious arms just kind of like pull you out and like and just like kind of runs away to safety with you, like in his like huge arms,
Running
kind of like
into the
yelling,
hospital.
like roar.
Jumps in front of a pickup truck that's in the middle of the forest, and the truck swerves and falls over, and the guy's dead. So he quickly puts on that trench coat and goes to the hospital, trying to mouth resuscitate Tom.
Yeah.
Can't do it. Goes into the hospital, and they're going, "What is it? What's the matter? Tom, please help Tom.
Watch. And then like you wake up,
Help time.
you wake up like
Help time.
help time. And yeah, you wake up like hours later, and you're like, what happened? And they're like, you don't know, and you're like, and you never even meet.
Your dad
Bigfoot.
sent you in, but my dad died when I was 6.
But yeah. Best spirit animal.
I think
And
we're
also
getting
because we're
way
talking
far
about
away
the
from what spirit animal is.
No, that's exactly where it is.
Is it?
And we're talking about spirit animals. One of the nurses has a parrot, and it's trained to talk. And so Tom is talking to a parrot, and that's the one that's going, "Oh, you don't
'Cause
know?
she's dead.
Your dad's dead."
Yeah,
'Cause
the parrot can
is she
speak.
dumb?
No. She's just the parrot talks for her
Oh.
because she's too busy being a nurse.
But most of his life, Tom is not seeing Bigfoot. He has that one vague memory of being 5, and when he's waking up in hospital, he starts thinking about it when he goes, "Your dad's dead. He does exist." Because most of his life he was teased at school while everyone was going, "You don't have a spirit animal, Tom." And there's all these monkeys going laughing at him on the playground.
Yeah.
And Bigfoot's crouched in a bush behind,
Like
where
outside of the
4
school
squares
boundaries.
are.
Yeah, he
Shedding
can't,
a tear.
Yeah, and he can't let me know that he's my spirit animal. But yeah, but he
Too
knows.
shy.
but
Too
yeah.
shy.
Tom, time, one day. Like
We know
like
this
he's
from the-
there. He's watching over, and that's the.
Lack of photographic evidence is why he's not there, and you don't think he exists either. It's purely because he's just a really keeps to himself animal.
He's the
But he
guardian
exists.
of spirit animals.
Okay, I'm sort of...
That was really aggressive. Both of us were ganging up on Robbie at that point.
Yeah, Robbie's just been-
I don't know what happened there. We were
bamboozled.
trying to convince him that A, Tom has a spirit animal, and B, that Bigfoot exists at the same time. It was a lot to take in.
It was.
And
that
that
was-
Bigfoot's an animal that counts as spirit animal quality. I know what you're thinking.
felt
Robbie,
quite
but-
violent. But,
yeah.
can I just ask, would you want your spirit animals to be more intelligent than you?
Yeah, probably. I would like. Well, that was the tree idea. I thought it'd be really nice, like having this kind of, wise old tree that kind of talks to you every like couple of years.
I do like the idea of mine being smarter than me because I think that my spirit animal is a fox. And I really like the thought of him having a British accent and me always saying, "Can we go outside and play?" Go play with yourself.
You love your spirit animal like not liking you very much, man.
Yeah, even in times of despair, if I'm dangling off a cliff,
Yeah.
he'll be gnawing at my fingers and I'll be going, "But I'll die without you." And he's saying, "Oh, you think that that's the case? I've already got another one lined up." Toodaloo, Jordan.
Okay.
So I do like the idea of my being more intelligent to answer your question, Robbie.
So, Bigfoot,
Fox,
chinchilla.
What's the
That
best one
answers
there?
Huh?
Clearly Bigfoot.
I don't know. I think the chinchilla's pretty. The chinchilla's the most reasonable. I think the fox is good, but the character you've added onto it's not good. That's not desired.
What's the chinchilla's
Don't you
character?
think that
yeah? What's the
What's
chinchilla
he like?
I think he doesn't speak. He's like the only animal in the whole world that doesn't speak English. All the others speak English. Your one doesn't. It's a chinchilla.
it just speaks French?
it's not
Let
actually.
me be very frank.
yeah, it's a chinchilla, not a person. No, yeah, it can.
It speaks French. You can't speak French, and you never bother to learn French.
Or or
was
you,
half tried.
You've lost your spirit animal, and that you just pick this chinchilla up, thinking it's your spirit animal, but it's actually just a chinchilla.
I have no bond necessarily.
His actual spirit animal is an amoeba on his back.
It's always trying to get away.
Oh my!
Yeah, and you don't understand why I won't talk to you.
The spirit animal's a melanoma.
Oh my god!
What's
all right.
next?
Move on.
Christ.
All right, so now Jordan's going to be telling us, it's similar, I guess, to a thought that he had a few episodes ago about a whale. We're talking about a dog, and Jordan was thinking, how cool is this? Jordan, take it away.
Picture this, guys. Maltese Terrier. If you were to being John Malkovich that being's mind, and Being John Malkovich is this movie where you're able to go inside the mind of John Malkovich and see what he sees from his perspective. If you were to do that to a Maltese Terrier, what would you think its life would be like?
Well,
Any answers? Just a free-for-all.
frightening.
That's how we got.
pretty boring, probably. Locked in a house most of the day, that kind of thing.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, true.
That's a really good answer. Probably incredibly accurate.
However,
I still believe, though, that if you play the opening song to Blade Runner, Vangelis's classic, it sounds... I'm sure that he got the inspiration because he's able to do that to a Maltese Terrier.
So-
or he was staring there going, oh, Christ, it's due in 2 hours. I've got to come up with something. And then he's looking into the eyes of his dog and he sees what he sees. If
So-
you play the music...
all right, here we go. The music's playing.
Listen
This
to
is
that.
great. The first
That
time
is
we've
when-
actually been able to incorporate
is
it
when-
during the pod. Sweet.
That is the Maltese Terrier waking up first thing in the morning. Now it's looking around
It's kind of
to
like
see if the
blinking
kid
its eyes.
that always like strokes its nice fur with mud has gone to school. It hasn't. Now it has. Okay, now it's,
Now the kid's
now it's
leaving.
walking down.
All right, see you later today. Bye.
And now his day
See you,
truly
man.
begins. He's stretching at the moment. Now he's just taking a long blink, walking to the kitchen. Notices food. There it is.
At that moment,
this
yeah.
is a Maltese Terrier's life.
Yeah, it's
In
kind of
music
gazing
form.
up. The sun's a bit bright. It's just woken up. There's a bit of chicken dangling off the counter.
Notices it. Starts gnawing it. Brings it down. Falls straight into his bowl. Couldn't have asked for a better land. That is perfect. Perfect form. Little fleas on his back, much like diving judges at the Olympics are all putting up little 10s out of 10s. That was just pure terrier brilliance.
Yeah, it's really nice, isn't it?
And that's enough.
All right, well, there, that was really cool.
Did you feel
perfect.
it?
I
Were you
did.
going into it?
Oh,
Strangely, yes, yeah, that is... It's very accurate.
yeah.
Freaky stuff, isn't it?
I feel like you
it's-
could apply that to a lot of things, but yeah, I think it does work for
I think you're right
dog.
there as well. Yeah. But that was extremely evocative. As an
It's a
example.
great soundtrack, isn't it?
Truly is.
Ah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I really do like that. And the thought also that he is from the 80s, because any schmuck these days can make something like that. It
Yeah.
took real guts back in the 80s to do that. That took style.
Can we do the Terminator soundtrack next week? I'm sure there's
And-
something.
Okay.
I love that soundtrack.
Which one? Which one?
Terminator 1, I think it is. That's the good one, isn't it? Or is it 2?
2 is the good
I
one.
like 2,
apparently.
yeah.
Oh, 2, that would be it. How does it go? Do you remember?
It's exactly the same as 1, except for with less 80s synth,
Synth, yeah.
and more drum.
Yeah. Man. I know, we know a guy, Jordan and I, who just listens to that soundtrack pretty much on repeat, just through life all the time, just non-stop.
Really?
Yeah, he loves it.
Who do you know who it's by?
No.
I suppose I'll just Google that myself anyway. What's next?
All right, moving on. So now we're going to be doing. Remember, the theme is heaven and Lord this week. So we're going to be getting 2 things which are little slices of heaven, which are 2 foods. One being chocolate, Cadbury's Marvelous Creations, and the other one being vanilla Coke.
The most heavenly Coke of them all.
That's right. And we're going to be putting.
What do they put in there? Clouds?
Yeah.
It says it on the cover. It's vanilla.
So, so by themselves they're great, but together.
Are they a slice of heaven on earth? You can't.
We're about to find
and,
out.
And you may say, but that's a liquid, Jordan. Shut up. You're not in the studio. You don't know what it looks like. It looks like a really very loose cake.
Yeah, it looks disgusting. It's like a It was a chemistry session before when
Looks
we
like a
got it
waste
together.
of anything.
It's the kind
Yeah.
of place that if we were all gingerbread men, this is what a swamp would look like, wouldn't it? all the little frogs and toads would be little pieces of popping candy, and you're drinking that at the moment. A gingerbread man's witch environment.
Yeah.
You know, like the film The Labyrinth
Yeah.
with David Bowie? Looks like the swamp area of that.
Yeah.
Pretty well.
Yeah, we melted chocolate in the microwave, then poured it into vanilla Coke, and it reacted like quite violently, like it was overflowing with bubbles and stuff. Anyway,
And if this is a slice of heaven on earth, seeing as my pants are already down, I will moon the DJ that is in the other studio, who's just on air now. So Tom, take a skull of that, and if it works,
there's like
then
it's like there's a film, you know, like when
Yeah,
you
yeah,
leave
yeah,
soup
yeah,
for a
yeah.
bit, it kind of like creates a skin,
Oh, sick.
and when you shake it, it kind of overflows a little bit. All right, I'll try it.
he looks very disgusted.
Oh,
Tom,
What is that
I'm
like?
really scared to ask this, but
wait, I'll try a bit more.
Is it a slice of heaven?
on earth.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, oh man, that's weird taste. Try it. All right, I'll give it a whack. Yeah. Anyway, thanks, producer and FBI. Yeah, good times. Thanks for the podcast.
Thanks, FBI. See you again next week, guys.